How does a woman sell her late husband's old show car, parked and not running for the past 6 years?
There we go. And I live here by myself. I really didn't want a bunch of strange people coming to the house that I'd never talked to before.
When her husband passed, Joni was keeping the car. 4 months later,
Then I got to realizing that, I can't take it to shows. I don't know how to work on it. And this car deserves to be out where people can enjoy her. He was on the championship team. He loved that coat. So. And it's no fun for her to sit in the garage, and this car went everywhere with us. And we went to the scavenger hunts, and we did the thing where you get the poker chips and all that. And we just had so much fun doing that. And I just hate to see it covered up in the garage. And I just really wanted to find somebody that would appreciate the car for what she is. She's a show queen, is what she is.
So meet John. He's wanted a '69 Camaro for over 25 years. He checked all the boxes to buy Joni's Camaro. Okay, so here's our plan. I would get a good story, John would get his dream Camaro, and Joni would find a good home for her car at a fair price. That's the plan, but we have lots of moving parts here, so let's see if we can put them together.
Get some fuel for me, then a long drive, get some fuel for the car.
It looks like you're well prepared.
There's always going to be something that you don't know or didn't account for.
So how long have you been wanting a Camaro?
Before I could drive, I fell in love with a Camaro from a car in Cedar City, Utah. Shop had it, it was sitting out front in very poor, neglected condition. 1968 SS with the hood louvers. What we all fear and dread, I'm gonna fix that someday. That car sat there for about 15 years and before it disappeared, and someday never came. I mean, that's not a doorbell, I just tried knocking. It's not a Yenko, it's not a 396 SS, but it's a beaut. I mean, I hope that what the pictures show reflect what it actually is. It's been neglected, not intentionally, but it's an urban legend. Be careful, we got a wasp nest.
Dreams start in your imagination, but they come true in reality. And when they do, you've entered Jerryland.
Good morning.
Good morning. Oh, the eventful garage opening.
Yeah.
I love it. How you doing?
Pretty good. How are you doing?
Let me introduce you. This is John that's buying the
John.
car.
I'm Joni. Nice to meet you.
And this is his mom.
Hi. Hi. Well, I could tell when we opened the door that his face just lit up, and he really wants a Camaro. He just loved it from the minute one. I mean, it was just like, oh, that's my car. Yeah, go ahead.
You know. As his mom watched.
That's my car, and that made me feel really good.
Oh, wow. I couldn't sleep last night. Just the excitement, I don't want to call it anxiety, but it almost is, because it's like, am I actually going to get this car? I think that when I get to hear this thing running, it's going to be amazing. I'm a hobbyist. I work in an office. Cars are something I enjoy. Watch a lot of car shows. I've seen a number of guys start up junkyard cars. They make it look easy, but they know what they're doing. One issue with the ignition system, and I'm out of luck. The jets on the carburetor are clogged. The owner says the carburetor needs to be replaced. There's a lot of unknowns, and I don't have a spare carburetor.
She's open, so you can just open her up and take a look.
The level of excitement is... Last time I sat in one of these, I was 16, and my first car was almost a 1968 Camaro.
Oh.
Would have been my first car.
Yeah.
It would have been a bad idea. I would have wrapped it around the pole. Teenage boy.
Yeah.
Most guys my age are selling these things, but... And
this one is one that you can do what you need to do with her. Great car. You can pop the hood if you want. He put a new engine in it when he first got her. And I'm not sure what the engine is. Honest to goodness, I don't know. The carburetor does need to be replaced. That's what the problem is. He was having trouble with the carburetor. Life happened and he never did get it fixed.
So how long since you've shown this car? How many years?
Let's see, 2018.
I would love to take it to car shows. I know of a couple. I know Good Guys is coming to the Texas Motor Speedway. but I would like to show it. And kind of my aspirations, there's the Make-A-Wish things where kids, say they want to ride in an exotic car or whatever.
Yeah.
I think that would be amazing.
Oh, it is. We did that.
That's, to me, what these cars are for. I mean, too many of them end up in collectors' garages. Yeah. They don't get driven except for maybe once a year.
He won that at the Graham car show.
Oh, the 69.
It was part of the grand prize. Any kind of pinstriping you wanted on your car.
With no ignition key.
I've looked everywhere for the key and I can't find it.
That means the steering wheel won't turn and that automatic is locked in park. Kind of in a pickle here.
I'll put on it.
And then I noticed.
Now how did he? I noticed as I was trying to film a little bit of the deal there. How did he get that? It's a little.
I have no idea.
Something fall on it, maybe.
I wonder. It wasn't there before. I didn't even notice it.
And another smaller little dent.
Yeah, it looks like something must have fallen on it right there and right there.
We needed to push the car out of the garage.
Bought a new lock set because the keys are missing. This is reproduction, full set of keys for the car. Now I'm bolting the steering wheel. There we go. What are we hooking on? So in the videos, they use a pulley puller, which I do not have with me. I may have to run to the store to go get one.
What do you have? Right here.
3 jaw pullers.
Looks hard to see. Other way? Or this?
Yeah,
just to this.
Just spin that.
Okay. Now.
Now, there you go. The right way. I'm trying to go back to the size down.
We called Jason White for technical support.
We don't have a key, so need to replace the barrel for the ignition, which requires taking the steering wheel off. I saw that you use generally like a pulley remover tool.
What kind of tool did you get?
Like a gear puller.
A gear puller will actually damage the steering wheel and everything else. If you have an actual steering wheel puller, it's a lot like a gear puller. It's got the stud in the middle, uses the 2 bolts in the middle of the steering wheel under the horn button.
Okay. Do not use jaw pullers. Or steering wheel pulley works a lot better. It actually fits in and it's actually going to pull against the nut. It's not trying to grab in. It's not going to damage the wheel. Thankfully, we didn't do any damage trying to learn this lesson. So we got it all set up. And let's see. Feel it. Oh, no drama. Our steering wheel is off. Now, get behind this plate, and I think we're almost there.
It was possible to get inside that steering column and drill out the lock cylinder and put a new one in, but
You'd have to know exactly where to drill and how to drill it out without damaging anything.
instead disconnect the linkage to the automatic transmission.
There should be a rod on the steering column at the base. Take that rod loose and then you'll be able to put it in neutral pliers.
Yeah.
Just a little cotter pin.
So there's a cotter pin, is that right, Jason?
Yeah, it's usually a hairpin or a cotter pin.
Okay, he's pulling that out.
I'm trying to.
Trying to. Nothing's easy.
No.
Needle nose pliers might work better.
Mangled. There we go.
You got
You
it.
got it. Now let's see if we can get it neutral.
Now getting it right.
Yeah, if it's so hard, you may have to move that rod to the location where it unleashes it.
All right.
Did it move?
No, I haven't clicked yet. So,
Make it'll shift.
which direction's that rod trying to turn?
Going down.
He pushed on it, it's not rolling, but I could hear that gear shift moving.
Sure, but it might be in gear.
That rod that's connected to the steering column, it may have to be, it's released. You have to kind of put it in position where it will release the shifter. So you might have to push it down a little bit. That way it's in the location of the key on the on position. It's an anti-stout steel is what it is.
Look like it's at third, don't you think?
Park,
Neutral.
reverse. That should be neutral.
Neutral, okay.
Did you hear it click down into, like it's in neutral?
Right here, y'all moving the shifter like it's
Yeah.
moving back and forth.
Yeah, it's free. It ought to go and it ought to be fine now. Now see if it'll push. Yeah, and we got one flat tire.
Yeah, it ain't gonna move if you got flat tire.
Oh, it's blown out.
That tire is blown out with the belt showing.
You can pull the back seat out.
This is noisy.
There's a guy who has a shop here in town, it's a collector. And
Hurry up and call before it gets to be 5 o'clock on a Friday.
okay.
Just an hour and a half away from 5. Not much chance.
How you doing?
Are you Jack?
Yes, sir.
Jerry Heasley, you don't mind being on my YouTube.
Nah,
I
you're
talked to you
good.
about that. I'm saying you have cars. That's all. But this young man wants a car.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to help him get one.
Okay.
That's why I do on my YouTube. I'm not trying to buy stuff and
Yeah.
sell it.
Yeah, I
He's
understand.
wanted one for 20 years.
Yeah.
He just needs a little help.
Yeah, no, we're here to help him.
And boy, I appreciate it.
Yes, sir.
You're Jack's Auto, right?
Yes, sir.
Great.
This is Julian.
Hey, Julian. I'm Jerry Heasley.
Yep, Julian.
Glad to meet you. Thank you for helping us. Let me give you a couple of my cards.
Okay.
One to Julian too.
Yeah.
And so that's my YouTube channel, and
Okay.
like we're trying to do this. This lady has it, and I think it's perfect for him. It's not a real SS, but that doesn't matter. Kind of show car.
Yeah, it looks great.
That tire won't hold air.
Okay, yeah.
Are you into cars too, Julian?
Yeah, I got trucks.
What year?
That's a 14.
Huh? You like these old Camaros?
Yeah, they're nice.
Yeah, I'd rather pick it up from behind.
What kind of cars you got, Jack?
I've got a 99 FRC and a 92 25th anniversary Camaro. LS swapped.
This is John.
Jack.
Nice to meet you, Jack.
Yeah. You just need to get it out for now.
Yeah, we're gonna get it out, look at it, and then he's gonna try and put it on a U-Haul. He's gonna like rent a U-Haul, take it home.
I'm also a U-Haul dealer, but I don't have any auto transports right now. But I can point you in the right direction.
So we take that off and just go get an old tire and put on it.
Yeah. I mean, if you want, yeah. I mean, if you guys want to take it, you want us to take it, however you want to do it, we'll do it. Oh yeah, that wasn't gonna hold air at all. It's split. Looks like you might have a leaky brake cylinder on that back side as well. So I don't know how good those brakes are gonna be, if it's got any brakes right now. You want me to take it and go get a tire? You guys want to take it and go get a tire? What do you guys want to do?
What do you want to
We
do?
need a tire. So if
I don't do tires,
Okay.
but I can take it and go do it for you.
they can't leave their jack here, so might as well.
I can. Yeah, just
You got
give
to
me.
come back for it anyway, so
Yeah.
you might as well come back with a tire.
Yeah. Okay. So you want me to take the tire?
Yeah, I think that would make sense. We stay focused on the car and
That'll work.
trust you.
What size is it? It's a 15. Okay.
That
I'll-
might be hard pressed to find.
That might be a little. I'll try my best.
Jack made a few calls and found a 15-inch tire at Ed's Auto Care in Kingsville, Texas. Wow, talk about fast service.
How we doing, sir?
Good.
Jacob was ready for us.
You don't even need a balance. You just need to put on.
What's it going on?
69 Camaro. I was just about to say that.
Hey, you don't mind being on my YouTube channel, do you?
Perfectly fine.
You ever watch that?
I have not. Pleasure meeting you.
What'd you think of the car?
I thought it was a beautiful car. I thought it was nice. Crazy how cars just sit in garages like that.
To me, it's amazing how car people just kind of pitch in together and get the job done.
I think it's going to run.
I think so too. You can tell it's been well kept. Appreciate it.
Alrighty, guys.
Thank you, Jacob. Oh, excuse me, sir.
Pleasure meeting you. You have yourself a good one.
Man, what are you?
Nah, don't even worry about it.
Oh, Julian's already down there getting that thing on.
Never did. That was something else. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, let's help him push it out.
Yeah, great.
Yeah. Yeah.
So let's see.
Should we lower it just in case?
Hold on, I gotta put the transmission back on.
Is the emergency brake on?
Let me double check.
He's real prone to leave emergency brakes on.
It's that pull handle.
This one?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, so it is released. That's right. Come on, just try to rock it.
What do you think, Jack? What's
I
that?
think the brakes are locked up on it just from it sitting from over time. I think if we break it loose, it'll roll, but sometimes they don't always break loose.
We've still gotta push it back in. The front wheels are rotating. Let me let you take it personally.
I think so. You put it on the block right there? Yep.
Yeah, I was in the laundry room and the
Do you
dryer
happen to
was
have a
going.
I don't.
Okay. I didn't bring a hammer with me.
Well, I've got a hammer.
Do you?
Yeah.
Yeah, there's one in the house. Just a second.
I'm still gonna.
Thank you, man.
There you go.
Got it? Let me get it.
Hope it's just this one wheel that's froze up. The one leaking.
Is it coming?
Yeah. Cylinder leak, swelling up everything. It also ate away at the pin, so the springs opened it up, so it was grabbing. Oh, this is tough. It's gonna roll now, gentlemen. It's gonna roll. Oh yeah, much easier.
It's a little different.
I got a brake right here. You got a brake? You got one? Yep. You got some open.
Hey, what do y'all think?
I think
Huh?
it's nice. Beautiful car.
Tell me how much I owe you.
Nah, we're good. Don't worry about it.
Not officially mine yet, but we're about to sign paperwork. You want that? Yeah.
Hello? Hello?
Hold on.
Oh,
He's good. He's good. He's good. All right. Oh, here.
4 hours to reply back.
Oh, okay.
I am gonna roll, gentlemen. It's been a pleasure. Thank you.
couldn't done it without you, man.
I'm dirty. Unless
people,
you're all right
car
with that.
people. Yeah. You got your dream car.
Yeah.
You had to sweat.
I've got a lot more sweat ahead of me too. How you doing? Good morning. I'm Jonathan. Nice to meet you, Joel. Good to meet you. Sorry, left hand. Originally, she was a rally green car with an ivory interior. Beautiful combination, but you know they did a really good job painting her. The interiors, it looks good for the car. She's an X11. You know that doesn't really tell us anything crazy about the car. It's one of 70 to 80% of the Camaros produced for 1969.
I'm Joel Granfield, and Classic Auto Works out of Boerne, Texas.
It makes me feel better to know that somebody's enthusiastic about the car. That they're interested. One of the best memories my kids have of it was Dad going and picking them up at school in the Camaro. Their standard in the class went up and up. When they're like, "Is that your dad's car?" And they're like, "Yeah, it's my dad's car." We went great places. We met great people. We had so much fun. I want somebody else to have that fun now.
My car.
Your car?
My car.
Day one of that fun begins as Joel and his son unload the Camaro at John's house. And a week after this delivery, let's see what John has done with the car.
We have a much cleaner interior now.
There are no rules to this play.
A little bit of detail work and we'll be in great shape.
You do what you want.
Still want to take the carpet out, but that can wait.
You have fun.
Take the center console out. That could use a little bit of refreshing. Need to finish up in the steering column.
You build equity
But we're making progress.
in your garage.
I'd be happy to get her going. So I've got the interior cleaned out, vacuumed, a little steam cleaned, and now working on the engine a little bit in preparation of getting it started. Got her in the garage. It's exciting. You know, you always dream about getting a barn find, a garage find, something that's been sitting like this. And there's so much prestige in the dust that you don't really want to touch it. Well, after we picked up the car, literally in about 10 minutes after it left, it started raining pretty heavily. So by the time she got to me, she would have been pretty thoroughly washed. And so while she is absolutely gorgeous, you can tell that she has been loved. We did start finding a little bit of more body work that we'd missed originally. The paint job is absolutely gorgeous, but it is not perfect. We've got nicks, we've got dings, chips in the paint. You know, this we found while we were there. Again, big dent with a crack in the paint. Something else we didn't find until we got it home. Now, not under daylight, it's a lot easier to see how the paint is bubbling just under the rear windshield. And this is a common spot for rust. Just now, finding a little more bubbles here. They're not big, but something to be aware of, that at some point I am going to have to get into the sheet metal, check it out. We did find a little bit of a scrape there. I'm not sure if it's going to show up, but there are a couple door dings. You know, nothing seriously major. Again, the paint is beautiful. I look at the seams or the panel gaps, and she's well put together. I mean, Teslas are rolling off the assembly line without panel gap this good, so it is gorgeous. She is beautiful. She is not perfect, and so not afraid to take her on the road when we get her running. I picked up actual fogging oil specifically designed for fogging engines. That way it puts a coat of oil in the cylinder, so that way when we start it and start trying to turn it over, there's lubrication as the cylinders are coming up as well as down. As I'm doing this, I'm looking at the spark plugs. This is our bad spark plug. That's not what we want to see. At least this spark plug should get replaced, but we'll do all of them. It's a cheap fix. I'm hopeful that the engine is in good shape when we get it there. Again, it was running when parked, but the carburetor was not doing what it was supposed to, so something was off there. At least looking at them. Trying not to touch anything too crazy, but I'm going to set it with the secondaries. Oh, hallelujah. Yeah, hopefully that comes through, but you can see where it's chipped, so that can't go back in. But I've got to do an oil change after the fogging. There are a lot of professional guys that do this all the time and they don't go through these steps, but I don't have a spare engine lying around, and after just buying the car, I don't want to go out and buy a whole new crate motor for it. You know, just hoping for the best. So carburetor's on. We're gonna see what happens when we put the key on. Oh, wipers are on. Oh, she is free. We're ready to roll out, connect to some fuel, and start her up. So far, gone through, done an oil change. All right, have the wheel removed, starting the oil change. Drain cap. I'm curious to see the state of the oil. All right, well, it's flowing. Hopefully it's not splashing on the header, otherwise we're gonna get a little bit of smoke when we start this thing up. So let's take a look at this oil. That stuff looks clean. On the floor, it looks a little dirtier, but that's not bad. It's still flowing. I've rebuilt the carburetor. I've installed a second fuel filter, so that way when I transition to the gas tank, if there's any rust in there, the one that was on the car could be taken off if it gets clogged up. I've tied into the fuel pump to a temporary gas can off to the side. We're gonna have to give it a few cranks to prime the gas system. Because the battery's been lying around, it was not at full charge, so I also have a battery charger on it. But we're gonna see where we go from here. Hey buddy, this is gonna scare you. So it's gotta fill up the float bowls. So this might take a second. She's about ready. But that is awesome. She sounds like a muscle car. A little bit of tuning and we'll be ready to go. All right, here she is. Kind of washed. First time out in the sun since I got her.
The remote control, what's that?
It's for the head unit, so you can stand out of the car and turn the radio up. This is a plaque to, I think, one of the awards. And, oh, going back a little way, this should be a pop-off head unit.
Well, that's a Pioneer
There we go.
stereo system.
So, Pioneer pop-off head unit. Late 90s, early 2000s. This will be a collector's item in another 20 years.
Probably now.